Hi there, this is Megan from megansbeadeddesigns.com, and today I'm going to teach you how to make a netted beaded necklace. And so what you're going to need for this project is 2 shades of seed beads. I'm using a light pink and a metallic red, but you can use whatever 2 shades that you want. 2 other shades of smaller beads. These are 4mm glass pearl pink beads, and some burgundy beads in about 8mm in size, but you can use the 2 that work better for you. And then of course beading thread and needle, and the clasp of your choice. I'm using a lobster clasp and jump rings to attach it to the ends. So to start the necklace, thread on 10 of your first shade, or in this case I'm threading on 10 light pink beads. To create the loop at the end of the necklace, tie your ends together. I do a double square knot once, and then thread back through those 10 pink beads that I just added, and I will do a double square knot again for security. Trim off the tail end. Now I will add a pattern of one of my light pink 4mm beads, one of my burgundy beads, one of the light pink, and 7 of the light pink seed beads. And I will repeat this pattern for as long as I desire the necklace to go around. So if you're making a 16-inch necklace, this would be just under 16 inches to make room for the clasp. So once you're on the other end of the necklace, you'll once again want to string 10 of the light pink beads, and you're going to loop it through. So go back up those 10 pink beads, starting from the bottom up. So your thread goes through twice and it becomes sturdier. Now thread back through the last 3 larger beads until you come out the middle of the 7 beads, or on the 4th pink bead in. Now thread 3 of your other color of seed beads. So in this case it's the reddish metallic. And thread from the back end through this middle pink bead of this group of 7 beads. And you will bring your needle through until you come out of the middle of the next set of 7 beads, or the 4th pink bead down in the pattern. And this will cause a small loop of the 3 of the other color of seed beads. So continue doing this step down the line of your necklace. Now once you're done adding those loops, we're going to thread back through this last one, so we are coming out of the middle of these 3 darker beads. And then from here, we're going to add 11 of the pink seed beads and thread through the center loops of all of these darker beads that we just added in the previous step. Actually, we're going to add 13 because 11 is not quite enough. So 13 pink beads and then through the center of that next loop that we just added. So now that I've reached my end, I'm going to thread up and through my last loop here. So I can thread back through the lines of beads that I just added. And I'm going to thread back through the last 4 sets of 13 beads. And then I'm going to go into the center of that 5th set, come out the middle, or out of the 7th bead. And then we're going to do just as we did before by adding 3 of our secondary color and looping around and coming back through the center of each of the previous set that we just added. You'll want to leave these last 4 rows blank, so you'll thread back through. So you were coming out of the center of the last loop that you just added, headed back in the opposite direction. So now for the next line going back this way, we're going to add a total of 21 of the light pink beads in between each of these loops, and we'll thread through the middle as we go along. And now once you've reached the ends with loops of 21 beads, you guess what we're going to do, go back through, and in between at the center of each of these loops, we'll add a loop of the secondary color, the darker bead. So we'll thread back through and go through the 11th bead in each loop. Add 3 seed beads of our secondary color. Back through. And then we'll repeat this step on each of the loops that we just added in the previous step. Now once you're done with this step, we're going to thread back through the last loop that you just added of the 3 secondary color. And now string on 11 of the light pink beads, or your first color. The light pink 6mm bead, the dark pink 8mm bead, another light pink 6mm bead, three of the light pink or the first color beads, and then 3 of the secondary, or in this case, the shimmering red beads. Then take your needle and thread and go back up, skipping the last 3 beads that you just added. Skip up through the 3 of your first color or light pink, and up through the 3 larger beads, but not through the light pink beads. And those 3 beads in the end will loop. And then you will add 11 more of your first color, or in this case 11 more light pink beads. And through the middle bead of the next loop of secondary beads. And that creates a dangle in between those 2 loops. So we'll repeat this step across the rest of these loops. And once you are finished with this step, all the beadwork on your necklace is done. So now, just take your needle and thread and weave back up through the netting to find a discreet place to tie it off. Then you can attach your choice of a clasp on either end of the loop with jump rings or ribbon if you want to use a ribbon tie. And we're done.